Prostaglandin E2 is what makes men manly. It has a profound physiological effect at extremely low concentration. So when you see these hard brackets in chemistry, that denotes concentration. And so prostaglandin E2 acts as a hormone. Now, it is 100,000 times more concentrated in seminal fluid than in other tissues. Now, prostaglandin E2 has physiological effects for all tissues that it comes in contact with, but I'm going to focus mainly on behavior and how it affects the brain here. So when prostaglandin E2 directly increases the density of the preoptic area, and the preoptic area is in the brain, and it is 5 times larger in males than it is females. It also increases the density of the cerebellum, which is the back of the brain. The cerebellum is also larger in males than females, and the cerebellum is involved with motor control, integrating sensory memory. It also is critical for working memory and social interaction. Now, prostaglandin E2 also increases the number of granule cells in the brain. Now, the granule cells are the smallest and most abundant neuron in the brain, and males have more granule cells than females as well. And it's prostaglandin E2, again, that increases the number of these neurons in the brain. Now, prostaglandin E2 directly influences behavior, specifically rough and tumble play for boys, as well as mating behavior in boys. Now, when female rodents or pups were treated with prostaglandin E2, they developed male-sized preoptic areas. And later in life, when these female rodents became mature adults, they expressed typical male mounting behavior. So when prostaglandin E2 is low in boys, they have a smaller cerebellum and they have behavior similar to autism. In fact, boys are more likely to be diagnosed with autism at a 4-to-1 ratio. So males are more negatively impacted by low levels of prostaglandin E2 than females. Now, in today's society, we have thousands and thousands of these synthetic chemicals that are leached into our environment, and some of these have been denoted as endocrine disruptors. And it's these endocrine disruptors that can lower prostaglandin E2 levels, which can cause autism and which I speculate can cause autism and confuse sexual identity because it lowers prostaglandin E2 levels. So if, in terms of celibacy, if we are releasing our prostaglandin E2 every time we have a discharge, then we are negatively impacting our ability to develop these areas in the brain.